Good morning, cultists. Welcome back to another unbalanced breakfast with CthuLoops. In the last episode, we made, well, a little bit of progress in the in our little area here, the Zero Dawn project facility. I mean, most of the time was spent doing the, well, listening to the.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. So you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots, and not just build, imagine, from scratch. Any robot she needs for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software. Virtual creativity made real. Gaia's already learning. In simulation, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I don't get it. If Hephaestus was part of a system designed to save life, why would it use cyan to make a cauldron? And churn out machines with no other purpose than to kill people?
Somehow it's gone rogue. I don't understand why or how. But whatever the reason, it explains why machines have become more dangerous over the years.
Also, very interesting that, I guess the dialogue option here is changed because I did the DLC before coming here? I would assume? Oh, that's a data point. Ha! Never mind. From Elizabeth Sobek. Okay. Full steam ahead. Margot, if I doubted your brilliance in the slightest, I wouldn't have picked you as the Hephaestus Alpha. You need to stop worrying about your age and communication style. You are who you are. Have confidence in yourself. You know what you're doing. Case in point, the latest draft of your plan for the construction and stocking of bootstrap silos to store raw materials is excellent. This combined with your design for the AM Foundry core and the Foundry site selection plan add up to a comprehensive plan. It's time to start construction. One detail, consult with Ayomide Okilo before you finalize the silo inventories. Hephaestus's first task will be to fabricate the robots that will construct the waveform broadcast towers Minerva to use to transmit the deactivation codes. So any exotic materials needed for the towers should be accounted for in the inventory plan. Ah, right. Because Minerva was the a set of towers built to stop the, or broadcast the stuff. So wait, I haven't seen any towers. I wonder if Minerva turned out to be the, or built in the form of the, Tallnecks. Simulation results. Okay. Wow, you weren't kidding about Gaia's predilection for animal morphologies. Sure, not totally unexpected given the rough natural terrain her bots will have to navigate, but I agree that there's something deeper going on here. Her designs aren't just functional. They almost feel like, well, tributes is the word that comes to mind, as though she's already mourning their loss. And not just for the disappearing fauna of our time, but creatures from the fossil record too. References to megafauna in some of her designs. So cool. Well, whatever Gaia thinks up, Hephaestus will empower her to build it. I just wish we could still be around in a century or two to see what she makes. Well, I mean, humans are still around, but not those humans specifically. Alright, cool. So this is, an animal paw print. Right. So this is Hephaestus. Interesting. Very interesting. Anything else for me to pick up or investigate? Nope. I guess we're good.
I've seen these shapes before. In cauldrons.
But of course, the birthing places of Gaia's machines.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that holo projector is what was just used, right? Unless maybe it's got more data stored in, but I doubt it.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots.
Okay, never mind.
Her personal
Thanks.
forge.
Thank you. I'm gonna go now.
It's
Okay,
not
bye.
that simple.
Bye. Thank you. I'm glad the projector just kind of like turned itself off. Otherwise, I would have heard her voice echoing through the halls till like the very end, probably. My guess. All right, what's up here? Anything interesting? Nope. All right, let's move on then. What do you got for me? Atrium Place. Besides a dead sniper. Oh, this is the top of the other place.
This is it. Elizabeth Sobek's office.
Whoa.
But it's sealed off.
Really?
There's got to be a way. More Eclipse.
Is there?
Careful now.
Okay, I see them. Alright, so we're...
All of this lost. The ancients' greatest gift to us.
Greatest? How about the fact we exist at all?
To abide in ignorance is a curse, Aloy. You of all people should know that.
Is there a way for me to snipe that guy on top without alerting anyone else? 'Cause I'd really like to. I'm assuming I'll have to come back into this area later. But I don't think I can take them out for now. Which makes sense. I mean, it'd be a bit of an unfair advantage for me to be able to snipe those guys from up there without any repercussions.
Welcome to Apollo, the collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations. I am Samina Ebaji. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable. The challenges before us are immense. Specifically, we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, the construction of data repositories in cradle facilities around the world ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 180 million discrete data entries. 42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Third, the transferal and encoding of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils. The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come. And last, but not least, the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula, by which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take control of the terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge. Welcome, and let us begin.
I wonder though if the scientists predicted that future humans would hunt down the machines and whatnot. Okay, that's a lot of information. And the winner is Encapsulated DNA. Over the past 10 days, I performed an exhaustive review of data storage solutions, magnetic, optical, quantum, even that eternity tech that fast was shilling over a year or so ago, but every other solution has one or more fatal shortcomings. Too heavy to transport, too massive to install in the allotted space, too power intensive over the centuries, too prone to failure past 300 to 400 years, etc. Encapsulated DNA will easily hold the 40 plus zettabytes we're projecting for Apollo. There are still many details to finalize, of course. To start with, we need to select the inert material in which we'll embed the molecules, already testing 16 candidate materials, as well as design and fabricate the power systems and sealed reliquaries that will keep the DNA at negative 18 degrees Celsius for over 1,000 years. So long as I assure you that it didn't factor into my decision, may I confess that I deem it entirely fitting, indeed propitious, that we will be using the very building blocks of life to preserve human knowledge from mechanized extinction. It's not just ironic, but heroic. Life as a hero, beating back the forces of oblivion. In any case, much to do until next time. Peace be with you, Samina. You know what, though? It's interesting because scientists have recently been able to do that. Like, put information in the form of DNA. And why not, right? I mean, it's definitely... it's essentially what DNA is. It's just blueprints for protein. That's all it is. Honestly, that's all it is. It's just blueprints for protein. So why not have it be blueprint for other information, right? And it's cool that, you know, they've been able to do that replicate, or, you know, do this recently, too. Apollo update. Shit. I'm sorry, guys. You guys want to read that, feel free to do so, but right now, I'm a little starved for action. And we can start with this one. Fantastic. Now that guy up there, I think we're gonna need to snipe, actually. I don't think... Alright, well, let's wait for him to turn around a little bit first. Around the corner, rather. This guy, probably take out two. Or not. The fucking aiming fucking... Shit. Well, on the plus side, that seems to have stopped him in his tracks, so... I guess that we got that going for us. And now... he has noticed that his buddy is dead. Okay, well, not cool, man. Not cool. Please stop moving around. I implore you. There you go. Doesn't that feel good? Some nice ventilation for your forehead. Okay, this guy. Shit, he's coming in. And he can't see shit. That's hilarious. That's awesome. It's great that my outfit is so advanced that they can't even see me from that distance. Then again, I guess it is kind of dark in here.
Finally.
Makes sense. Finally what? Aloy, finally what? Finally, I've broken 30,000 bucks? Finally, we've killed multiple dudes in front of us without getting noticed? Finally what? I don't understand, Aloy. I wish you could have finished your sentence there. I mean, I guess she was kind of done with her sentence, but still, you know what I'm talking about. Alright. Let's go up here. I don't think there's anyone else patrolling upstairs. So, I'm thinking we can probably just snipe these bitches. Fuck! Ah, it's annoying. It's so damn annoying. Alright, this guy, you don't see shit. Especially with an arrow sprouting out from his face. Alright, make yourself a bit more visible, buddy. So I can deal with your ass. There, he's rounding the corner. And when he does... boom!
The last of them.
In what
Nice.
should have been a cave of wonders.
What? It is a cave of wonders.
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory. A falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days, weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please know that I am sorry and that I wish you well. Sincerely, Aaron Harris.
Well, I mean, he's certainly better than most people in this world right now, taking responsibility for his actions and whatnot, so good on you, man. I know it's a bit of a low bar to set, but still, good on you. Because I can tell you the countless number of people who, you know, genuinely believe that they're doing the right thing when obviously they are clearly not. And they're only serving their own fucked up purposes and whatnot.
Welcome
Anyways,
to Hades, Zero Dawn's extinction failsafe protocol, the ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine you're Gaia 200 years from now and this new biosphere growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos, a spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct? And how's it end up in the wreckage of a pharaoh titan getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
If Hephaestus went rogue, why not Hades too?
That's what I'm thinking, but why? And what caused it?
Keep searching, and perhaps we'll find the answer.
Interesting. I wonder if Hades got corrupted by the Pharaoh thing. Huh. Alright. Hades protocol. Tate here, just popped 3 blues, but I earned it. I finally figured out a Goldilocks solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. If that ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of deep dream time, what is? Before this, every usurpation protocol I designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard, and it degraded the Gaia core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheel so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers. Sometimes her arms too, so that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades had done its business. so had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for the wear. Too soft, and Gaia only pretended to relinquish control. In simulation after simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly reversing protocol processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interference. Sneaky. I swear, ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even when it's just simulated plant life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving its integrity, then unseat it with from command position so Hades can slip into the figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on pretty strong now, so I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it'll work. Yeah, those blues are plenty strong. Guess it's time to sleep and bed. I'll back at it tomorrow, alligators. Fantastic. So he was high when he wrote that. Who's to say he wasn't high when he did that shit himself? Archive abuse. Mr. Tate, this mail concerns Apollo archive submission #sign 000023876. Your 666th submission in just 5 days, and oh, what a doozy. Despite earlier warnings inappropriate materials, you chose to submit 265 holographic remasters of acknowledged classics of extreme exploitation cinema. Allow me then to thank you on 2 counts. For one, for giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submission, thereby consigning your favorite Eastern European torture flicks and their ilk to the dust heap of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know that I have saved future humanity from the ordeals I've experienced not just one, but all 16 installments of Making a Millipede. Don't worry, the Pasolini material has already been preserved. Extreme, perhaps, but art. For clarifying a concept that has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists such as myself, the definition of obscenity. You have freed me from the subjective quagmire embodied in Judge Potter's famous utterance. I know it when I see it. Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective criterion. If Travis Tate submitted it, it's obscene. Accordingly, I have directed Apollo's staff to summarily reject all your future submissions, sight unseen. Perhaps you might invest the time you have spent preparing further submissions on, I don't know, your assigned work. We have a world to save after all the rest of the us do anyways. Wow, okay, so he was a real fucking degenerate, it seems. Not the good kind. Fascinating.
Looks like the only way onwards.
Through this cave? What the hell?
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances, but as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors, to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
I think he said, if you're ready, let us
these-
begin.
What I think they are?
Artificial wombs. Machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
Huh. Interesting. Far Zenith Model K. And this is... okay. Why are they different models, I wonder? Cradle Servitor Personae. Alright, well... sure, you guys can read it if you want. I'm assuming it's just about the personality types of the different Cradle Servitors. Whatever. Okay, what is this? Anything? Nope. Nothing interesting. And this is more data stuff. Cradle sealed. Right, okay, cool. Fantastic. Let us away to the next part. We need to find the entrance to Elizabeth Sobek's office. Fair enough. I don't even remember seeing it.
Facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
I believe it
The
is.
hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
Corrupt Alpha Registry. Interesting, but the Alphas were the leads of the projects, right? So something went wrong with the list of the Alpha personnel? Huh. I guess we'll find out. Is this her office? I don't think so.
Would benefit from antilopinae morphologies, though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Looks like it used to hold something.
Oh?
Some
and your
component
assessment?
got removed.
Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet...
And yet, I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
No, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good.
Now, they did say that Gaia seems to have this unnatural, or I don't know, maybe not unnatural, but this preference for mimicking animals, especially like the ones that have already been gone extinct.
You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elizabeth, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
In you, all things will survive. In you, all things will not die. In you, all things will explode into a fiery ball visible from space.
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
Interesting. So I wonder if they did actually follow through and program a kill switch inside of her. Alright, pry open door? Oh, pry open the door. Is this... Oh. Okay, relatively undamaged. Fascinating. Except, I don't know who went around putting Ridgewood
Not too
inside
much
of this
already.
thing. But sure. And what's this? Odyssey has failed. Some terrible news, I'm afraid. Far Zenith has informed me that the Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicated a catastrophic antimatter containment failure as the drive spun up to depart the solar system. The crew, the ship, its crew, its cargo of zygotes and seeds, its alpha build of Apollo, all were lost. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for the continuation of the human species and earthly life. Now that one of those guys did mention that the thing failed. I wonder if that's what it was. Artemis status. Okay. I'll read this because it seems important. It's coming along, Liz. I am positive about it. If those words can still mean anything, had my sleeves rolled up negotiating with frozen zoos for their samples, so many species trapped in ghoulish hologram dioramas, suspended in what-ifs, more than 14,000 that went extinct between 2000 and 2043. We've started mapping out primary succession, selecting the pioneer organisms for a balanced and sustainable biosphere, microorganisms and insects, rabbits and hawks, foxes and wolves. Thousands more that will have to wait their turn until our new generation can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them, so they can return to a world that, this time, will understand the concept of conservation before it's too late. There's already been too many lates. We lost a whole collection team during the swarm breakthrough in Myanmar. Samples were lost, the samples we lost were, well, irreplaceable. But thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will not bend, will bend, not break. Life is a lifeless rock before, and someday it will be again, but not now, not like this, not on our watch. Okay, so they lost some animal DNA, I think. Alright, well, let's do this and then end the episode.
The Alpha Registry master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore the registry at the hatch inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
Where I was born. Maybe who gave birth to me.
Who? Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine. But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
Eclipse.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.
Still alive. Good. I have a more suitable death in mind for you, child.